Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Richard Kellam. He is the president and CEO of DATA Communications Management Corp. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: DCM on the TSX and DCMDF on the OTCQX. And Data Communications Management will be presenting at our upcoming in-person investment conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase, taking place in Las Vegas, April 25 through 27. They will actually be on Maj Soueidan from geoinvesting.com's top tier track at the conference. And if you'd like more information to register to meet with management in Vegas, please visit planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Richard, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Well, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's great to have you. So we did an interview not too long ago, and we definitely have a lot to cover actually since then. But before we get into that, for those that haven't heard the DCM story yet, can you give us that quick overview of the company?
Yeah, we're in the marketing, communication, and workflow optimization space. Canadian-based, been around for 65 years. We help large enterprise organizations kind of simplify their complexity. A lot of that complexity is in kind of physical print and workflow around that print. Work across a multiple number of verticals. Work with 70 of the top 100 corporations in Canada and 3 of the top 5 government agencies as well. So kind of a reputable, well-trusted marketing communication services company here in Canada.
Very good. All right. So the main piece of news I want to talk about since we last spoke, the last interview we published that on February 28th, 2023. This was right after the company announced acquiring our Donnelly's Canadian operations. And the main takeaway from that in terms of when it would recognize is it was all subject to Canadian regulatory approval. It seems that the company has gotten that. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that news?
Yeah, so any deal in Canada that is north of $400 million when you're bringing competitors together there's a clearance required through the Competition Bureau of Canada, and it's just a regulatory filing that we were well prepared for. So we actually cleared that gate, if you will. So we are good to move forward to close.
Very good. So in that last interview, we talked about timeline. Does this speed up the timeline to close, or is it more or less along the same lines as what we talked about?
Yeah, so same lines. We kind of intended to close in quarter 2. We're actually probably a little bit, maybe a little bit faster than what we planned. So we're certainly going to close by the end of this month. Okay, so early in quarter 2.
Very good. And so the company also announced preliminary 2022 year-end results, or when we last talked as well. Yep. So the company, I believe, since then has published, the results. You want to go through it a little bit?
Yeah, we had a phenomenal year from a revenue standpoint. Growth of 16.3%. Our gross profit actually grew faster than revenue at 21.1%. We had 0 restructuring costs. We had made a very clear commitment to the street that we've got a perfect footprint to grow off of. And that resulted in a very significant increase in net income, over 700% increase in net income, and EBITDA, kind of north of 45% growth. So really kind of hit it on all areas of our business. We got a clear strategy to build both a better and a bigger business, and all of our key metrics around better, we actually exceeded, revenue per associate, customer engagement, internal engagement, et cetera. And, deleveraging debt. We paid down a lot of debt this year as well. And certainly all the metrics on the better side, we significantly improved as well. Really proud and really pleased with new business development. We actually brought in 35 new logos, about $35 million worth of new business, both new logos and expansion revenue with an existing client. So a highly successful year in 2022, which really positions us super well to be able to build a bigger business now through this acquisition of our Donnelly Canada.
Absolutely. I mean, this might seem like an obvious question, but, I always love asking CEOs, in their opinion, what is the inflection point that will then reflect the growth that they're hoping to achieve for the business? This is clearly it. This is clearly one of them, not just the acquisition, but then also, the 2022 performance. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, for sure. This we're well positioned in the market, and this just continues to strengthen our position in the marketplace. our Donnelly Canada's a great organization, well respected by enterprise clients, and it just kind of complements our offering and will allow us to be, well, both better as well as bigger. So it's just a nice kind of acceleration of our strategy.
Very cool. All right. Well, Richard, with that, I mean, in your opinion, what would you say are some of the additional, I mean, this is, already, I usually ask at the beginning of the year, like, what are the value drivers for 2023? I mean, you had like probably the biggest one possible, I would argue, that you might have, but I mean, who knows? Looking ahead, I mean, are there any other value drivers that you can think of for the rest of 2023 for the business?
Yeah, no, obviously this is a big one, and settling in that that organization into one. We like to say we have a whole strategy around being better together, and kind of deploying that strategy through the new enterprise, right? The new DCM. And the market is good, right? It's a big market that we're playing into, north of a $10 billion market just in Canada alone. Will be 525 million of a $10 billion market. So still lots of opportunities for us to do what we do best, which is help clients that are highly complex in their workflow, kind of simplify that and drive efficiency and productivity. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and kind of apply that playbook, if you will, to now a bigger business post-acquisition.
Absolutely. Well, Richard, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on data communications management?
You can go to our website at datacm.com, and of course, lots of chatter and lots of information, obviously, on the through our investor site, which is on our website, datacm.com, and of course dcm.to on the Toronto Stock Exchange, is where you can find kind of all of our data and all of our history from a financial perspective.
Very good. Well, Richard, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And we'll see management in Vegas.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it.